everyone, and welcome back to the Tech Alliance podcast, or the TAP for short, where we delve into the transformative ideas shaping tech partnerships and ecosystems. My name is Marina.
And I'm Andre. Hello to all the tappers out there.
Tappers? Really? Are we doing this?
You bet we are. It's happening.
Okay, we'll see how this flies. Well, today we're diving into the fascinating and fundamental concept of the ecosystem economy, drawing insights from Venkat Atluri and Miklos Dietz.
Indeed we are, Marina. The ecosystem economy is the perfect counterpoint to the partnering economy, which we reviewed earlier in the season. Missed it? No worries. Hit that subscribe button and check out our full catalog on YouTube and Spotify after you're done listening to today's episode.
Yes, like, share, and subscribe, of course. So, Andre, what exactly is this ecosystem economy that everyone's talking about? It sounds a bit abstract.
Well, everyone, including us, right? And it doesn't have to be so nebulous. Think of it as a shift from the traditional industry-centric view of business. In the past, companies operated within clear boundaries, focusing on their specific products or services. But now, those lines are blurring.
Blurring how?
Imagine you're a customer looking to buy a new phone. You don't just want the device, you want the whole package. The phone, a data plan, maybe insurance, accessories, and so on. This is where ecosystems come in. They are networks of companies collaborating to meet all your needs in a seamless way.
So, it's like a one-stop shop for everything related to your phone, right?
Exactly. And it's not just about convenience. Ecosystems create value by connecting different players, fostering innovation, and ultimately delivering better experiences for customers.
But why now? It seems to me that end-to-end customer experiences are a concept that goes back a long time.
That's true. According to our authors, two major changes have enabled ecosystems evolution: rapid technological evolution and changes in consumer behavior. We can now share data and tooling more easily than ever before. And consumers are more demanding, expecting businesses to predict their needs and deliver solutions instantly and conveniently.
That sounds great in theory, but how does it work in practice? Can you give us another real-world example, please?
Absolutely. The driving principle of ecosystems is building around customers. Think about the healthcare industry. In the past, you had hospitals, pharmaceutical companies, insurance providers, all operating in silos. Now we're seeing the emergence of health ecosystems where these players collaborate to provide integrated care, from prevention and diagnosis to treatment and ongoing support.
That's a compelling example, but it also sounds complex. How do companies even start building or participating in these ecosystems?
And that's where the book offers some valuable guidance. It emphasizes starting with the basics, understanding your customer needs and your own strengths. Then you assess the ecosystem. Where are the gaps and how can you fill them? It's also crucial to build partnerships and be open to collaboration, even with competitors.
Collaboration with competitors. Right. It's not the first time we're touching on this concept.
Spot on. Our episode with Marta Marimon deep dive into Coopetition. So in short, collaboration with competitors might seem counterintuitive in the traditional economy, but in the ecosystem economy, it's often necessary. Remember, the focus is on meeting customer needs, not just beating the competition. Sometimes that means working together to create a more comprehensive solution.
And that's a fascinating perspective. But if you take this further, doesn't look like ecosystems might merge into a new iteration of industries.
I see a few major possibilities in our approach to ecosystem-led development. Firstly, if we focus on users instead of shareholders, we are more likely to opt for sustainable solutions. Secondly, decentralized ecosystems embracing diversity and responsible growth are more resilient to disruption than industries based around value extraction.
All right, but what about the challenges? Surely there must be hurdles to overcome in this new way of doing business, right?
Definitely. The book highlights several challenges, including globalization, regulation, ESG concerns, and the rise of AI. Globalization leads users to distrust systems, leading to inequality and instability. Regulation, in particular regulation on data, and specifically data transfer across borders, environmental, social, and governance changes, that's the ESG, in particular, climate change, may be driving the emergence of an entire ecosystem dedicated to tackling it. Finally, generative AI, which at the moment is full of unknowns, both in terms of the size and scope of its possible impact. These are complex issues that require careful navigation, but as with any challenge, they also present opportunities for innovation and growth.
How do we make use of these opportunities?
Working in an ecosystem requires redefining your customer needs and customer base. One approach to learn where to play in the new ecosystem economy consists of the following steps. Start with the basics, such as your customer base and value proposition. Assess the ecosystem, especially the gaps that it has, which are a good fit for your strengths. Assess the competition and how you can work with them. Repeat the cycle.
Okay, so if you're a part of a company that is exploring ecosystems as a business model, what do you need to take into account?
Well, if you're thinking about creating an ecosystem or participating in one, take stock of your assets, capabilities, platform, product, go-to-market, and customers. A successful ecosystem play requires fundamental, meaningful changes. And when changing your business to operate as an ecosystem or within an ecosystem, you need to focus on 5 areas. 1. Organizational and operational model. The ecosystem must become a priority for your C-level, and it needs to fit into the organizational and governance structure. 2. Talent. You need a diversity of experience and backgrounds, openness to new ideas and approaches, and preparedness for deep collaboration. There is a real space for generalists in this space. And as an aside, we'll have a few surprises for you in this season of the TAP, covering talent acquisition for partnerships. 3. Performance management, including offering the right incentives. 4. Culture of ecosystem-first thinking. And finally, technical infrastructure. You need the right solutions for seamless customer-centric collaboration. Participating in an ecosystem should be plug and play.
Can you elaborate what this ecosystem-first thinking culture means?
Sure. The foundations of culture needed for ecosystem-driven growth are: learn it all. That is, as opposed to know it all. You need to encourage and incentivize continuous growth for your people. Servant leadership. Your job as an ecosystem leader is, as Simon Sinek puts it, eat last, failing fast. This has been discussed endlessly in many places. All I want to say here is that you need to have clear exit and failover criteria, as well as a recovery plan in place before you even begin your ecosystem plan. These may sound like generic best practices for any modern business, and that's exactly because modern businesses thrive first and foremost in the context of ecosystems.
That is a lot. Is there a summary in there somewhere that we could use as a short?
You bet there is. Here are the 10 principles for the ecosystem economy. Start with the customer and end with the customer. Choose your role wisely. Don't confuse vendor-customer relations with ecosystems. Be clear about where you need vertical integration and where you need ecosystems. Think and act in platforms, both physical and digital. Go all in. Avoid incrementalism. Identify and leverage control points. Constantly reevaluate your position. And finally, put value creation over short-term profits.
Amazing! It sounds like the ecosystem economy is here to stay. Where do you see it heading in the future?
That's the million-dollar question, Marina. The potential is enormous. I think I speak for both of us when I say that ecosystems are becoming the dominant model for business, reshaping our approach to business. Of course, there's also the risk of consolidation, with a very few powerful orchestrators controlling these networks. The key is to find a balance that fosters innovation, competition, and ultimately benefits the customer.
Well, that's certainly a lot for us to think about. So do share your insights on this complex and exciting topic in the comments.
Indeed.
That's it for today's episode. We hope you enjoyed our exploration of the ecosystem economy. If you'd like to learn more, be sure to check out Venkat Atluri and Miklos Dietz book. And join us next time for another deep dive into the world of technical partnerships.
Huge thanks to all the amazing tappers joining us today. This has been the Tech Alliance podcast with Andrei and Marina. Don't miss out on more insightful discussions. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts from. Follow us on YouTube and LinkedIn for more from the Tap. Links are in the description.
Catch you next time on the Tap.